before the sunrise, keeping their mamas up all night in fear. They were there in the name of a hotel, of the last name that was passed down every day, every night, every moment.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to start today by thanking all those among us who, despite the risk and sacrifice, raised our hand to serve and defend our beautiful countries, our veterans, active duty service members, guardsmen, and reservists. Your service has helped keep your country and its citizens safe and free. I'd also like to take a moment to acknowledge our families who help shoulder the weight of war and the burdens of sacrifice. To the mothers, fathers, spouses, and children of our military men and women, thank you. Your love, support, and resilience are the backbone of all nations, and that must never be forgotten. There's many organizations that serve veterans. They help us navigate the system and aid in getting the care that we need. The wise words of President Abraham Lincoln and the motto of the American Veterans Administration is to care for him who shall have borne the battle and for his widow and his orphan. EchoGroup, Band of Brothers, takes a different view on this by bringing veterans together, not to help themselves, but to help each other. An organization of veterans, by veterans, and for veterans has the greatest chance of keeping that promise to all those who have sacrificed so much. There are other organizations out there that utilize this same concept: disabled American veterans, veterans of foreign wars, and so many others. Why this concept? By veterans, for veterans. Because it works. We speak the same language, whether it be navigating the system to get an appointment, understanding what a claim is for disability, using your benefits, or an outright crisis situation. Veterans are the best advocate for another veteran because there's an automatic level of trust coming from your brothers and sisters because we've been there too. Peer mentoring has come a very long way all across the world. It works. When it comes to our mental health, professionals have protocols that they must follow, specific words that they should say or not say. As your peer, I do not. For example, I had a veteran call me. He was not at that moment in a crisis situation, but in speaking to me about his frustrating situation, he closed his rant with, "I just can't do it anymore. They would be better off without me. I'm done with this effing life." I immediately stopped him. Reminder, I am not a mental health professional. I'm just a sister that understands this veteran's thoughts and mindset at that very moment. A mental health professional would have had to address this in a specific way, following textbook protocols. But as his sisters, I do not need to do anything but be just that. So I said to him, "Did you hear what you just said to me?" His response, "Yes." "So, are you thinking about killing yourself?" "I think about it a lot lately, but I don't know." Is it in your mind today to take your action on this?" "No, I'm just frustrated and angry and ready to give up." "Can I ask you something raw and real, brother?" "Yes." "You have spoke a lot in this conversation with me about your children, and I hear your pride and love for them. You have 2 daughters, 16 and 17, and a 5-year-old son. Correct?" "Yes." "They respect you and look up to you, do they not?" "Yes." "So when you're thinking about ending it all, do you think about what will happen to them when you check out like that?" "No, I never really have." When we get in our heads like this, it's very hard to think about others and the aftermath if we do it because we're all jacked up inside. Our head is a shit show. Those children look up to you. Do you think that of that possibility, if you go through with this, that they then look at themselves and say, "Wow, my dad claimed to love me and always be there for me, and when things got too hard for him, he just checked out. I guess I'm not good enough to live for." He says to me, "Shit, I never thought about that. And that was pretty rough of you." Me, "Yeah, it was. And I'm sorry for being so real with you. But it's important for us to take that small moment as tiny as it may be, to think of at least one other person that will be so deeply affected if we take that action. Because at the end of the day, it is not about us. It's about the effect of our life on those that love us and what we as human beings mean to them. Maybe the next time you'll be reminded that it isn't all about you in that moment, even though it is in our heads. He told me, I'm so mind blown right now, and I'm not sure if I should hate you or love you, but yeah, I totally get it. I also know that every time I get frustrated or upset, I don't think I'm going to give up anymore because people need me in their life, even if I don't always believe it. I share this with you because not every story ends this way, but I did one thing there a mental health professional would never do. And I also went against every protocol out there about how to properly speak to someone in a crisis situation that is suicidal. However, in my defense, I'm not a counselor. I'm a sister. And I've had those same exact thoughts. So I can speak to him from my heart and from experience, nothing more. That is what I did. That is what he needed at that moment. Maybe next time he is in his head, he will remember that conversation and he won't go through with it. Or he'll be smart enough to reach out to that mental health professional because his sisters in arms put that seed of thought there to begin with. Peer-to-peer mentoring works effectively. There's a shortage of mental health professionals, not only in the VA, but across the world. There's a whole lot of veterans that have a shit show replaying in their minds every day, in and out. So having a peer there is vital to saving lives. And what we do at EchoGroup is not only providing a place for camaraderie in one little spot of the world here in Second Life, but we are there to call each other out on our bullshit too. We're there to say, you matter to me. You matter. You signed the same blank check that I did. Here's my hand. Take it. Let's figure this out together. Then we say to each other, glad you feel better. Now get your butt out there and help that sister over there so she isn't moving to her new house after her divorce all by herself. Or get over there and talk to that brother about his drug use so we can get him off that shit. It's a hand up, not a handout. That is what we do. In real life, California, Arizona, Tennessee, or right here in Second Life, we save each other's lives. If I may close with this, our freedom is not free. It is bought and paid for by our military veterans. Please, on this Veterans Day and every day, remember to thank our veterans, the ones now serving our countries, the ones that have served, and the ones that served and made the ultimate sacrifice so that we may enjoy freedom. May God bless my brothers, my sisters, and their families today and every day. Thank you so much.
They were there. They were there. They were there, giving everything they got. Yeah, they were there.